Good morning to you, Eve. Well, as you may be able to see behind me, the smoke is still smouldering from the night's bombing on the southern suburbs of Beirut behind me. They continued past midnight, and it had been a particularly intense day for Israeli strikes on southern parts of the capital, Hezbollah strongholds. Several buildings actually collapsed, given that the strength of the bombing at one time. We went also to a bomb site, which was just across the road from the Rafik Hariri Hospital, Lebanon's main public hospital. And there, buildings, which were said to be part of a poor neighborhood, had been completely destroyed. And what was unusual in that case is that residents told us they hadn't received any evacuation orders from the Israeli army. So the casualty figures, the death toll, was high. Officially, it was put at 18, but workers on the ground who were pulling bodies out of the rubble say they'd counted around 30 bodies and were looking for more people at that stage. That was yesterday afternoon. It was a huge crater there, and anger was incredibly high. Israel said it had been, again, targeting Hezbollah, as it does every time it strikes these targets. But these strikes near a hospital, in residential areas, they're continuing to cause people to flee from these southern suburbs, making people wonder what the next days and nights will hold.
Indeed, and the bombing continuing also elsewhere in the country. Catherine, hearing this morning Israel issuing evacuation orders for the southern city of Tyre. But Israel also talking a lot about the fact that they've killed another leader of Hezbollah. Hezbollah, though, still very silent on that.
Yeah, no reaction from Hezbollah yet on the claims by the Israeli army that they have confirmed that they killed Hashim Safieddine, who was, widely expected to take over the leadership of Hezbollah after the assassination of Hassan Nasrallah back on September the 27th. Now, the Israelis said that they'd confirmed his death in an airstrike early in October, and Lebanese security sources had been saying anonymously since the beginning of this month that they had lost contact with Hashim Safieddine. So no confirmation from Hezbollah at this stage, but it would be another big blow to Hezbollah, who have been scrambling really after the death of Nasrallah and would leave them rudderless. Safieddine was a cousin of Nasrallah. He'd been so for decades on Hezbollah's ruling council. And of course, with the explosions of pagers and walkie-talkies that rocked Hezbollah back in September, this again would be another blow. And Israel says it will continue striking Hezbollah targets even after their ground offensive in southern Lebanon has concluded. That's what their Defense Minister Yoav Gallant told Anthony Blinken. So they are very much continuing to do so. And Hezbollah, meanwhile, continuing to fire projectiles across into northern Israel and central parts of that country as well.
Catherine Norris Trent in Beirut for now. Thanks very much indeed.